Hello. I'm so happy to be live. I have missed YouTube. I want to say that YouTube is actually my favorite network. And I just love going live, chatting with all of you, chatting about the astrology of the week. Yeah, I just love it. And so now that the book and the oracle deck we're getting towards launch. We're on our way. Now that we're closer and closer, I wanted to restart my weekly horoscopes. So this is just a weekly show every Monday at 8 p.m. And I do this on a streaming platform. And basically, this streams to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. So you can choose your poison. You can pick whichever one you like. And basically, I just get on and I give a horoscope for the week. I talk about not only what's in stars for the collective, but also for each of the 12 zodiac signs. And I'm going to be doing this every week because I'm just so excited to chat about astrology, honestly, again, after just having my head down writing these books. So, with that said, I have a couple of announcements that I want to get into before we get into today's show because there's just a lot. It's been a while since I've been live. And I'm sure if all of you, I hope you belong to our email list at lilithastrology.com because you will definitely be up to date on everything that I'm going to announce. And actually, some things are super, like, you're first to hear it, like really confidential. I'm announcing them tonight. So let's get into those announcements. All right. So, this announcement is major, actually. Um, and I just feel like there's more coming around it. So this is kind of like a preview announcement of the pre-sale of my Black Moon Lilith Rising book and the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle card deck. I can't believe I'm saying it. It's available for pre-sale on my website now. And I feel like it's still coming in the mail. Otherwise, I'd literally be here, showing you. It's still coming in the mail from the publisher, but they sent the tracking today. So by next show, I'm sure I'll have some to show off. And I still feel like it's not real until I actually see it and get it. But I am so excited about both of these launches, and they are available for pre-sale right now. They'll ship on October 3rd, the day of the launch. And essentially, pre-sale is you can secure your copy ahead of time. And what's great also about pre-sale is I am offering a free gift with the sale of any book and oracle deck when you buy them together. And that is going to be a free webinar called Alchemy, Lilith, and Self-Empowerment. And this is going to really enhance your experience in reading and using these oracle cards. And that is going to be a workshop that premieres on October 3rd. So when you purchase both, and if you've already purchased it, you can still get this offer by basically visit the link below, and you're going to be taken to a landing page that's going to allow you to put the receipt numbers in. So just grab your receipt number from the stores that you purchased both the book and the deck, put your info into the form, and you'll be entered to watch the workshop. And it's available for a year after. So if you can't make it on October 3rd, you can replay it if you want to absorb it and really take your time with it, you can. And I'm really excited about this workshop. And this workshop really teaches you how to absorb, and I dive deeper into some of the topics in the book. And in terms of the card deck, I teach you how to actually use it. And we do some intuitive exercises, and we go through the meaning of the cards so that when you are using them on, say, your clients, if you are a card reader, or if you're using them on yourself as a healing tool, you'll really be able to make the most of it and make the most of your purchase. So check out those links down below. And if you've already pre-ordered the book and the deck, you can be entered to the webinar. Just enter your order number. And if you want to buy it at any of the retailers that are listed on the landing page or at Amazon. It's on audio, it's on Kindle, and it's paperback. And the card deck is a physical copy only because you need the cards. But yes, so check that out down below. I can't believe I'm saying it, and I can't wait till next week. I will have actual copies, and I'll do a reading with the cards. So I'm going to be using my own. I can't believe it. It's just so exciting. I'm going to use my own deck to do readings normally, and for today I have others, but I'll be tapping into mine. So that is one major announcement, and another major announcement is Black Moon Lilith Collective. I silently, and this was done with my current community members privately. I didn't really announce it yet until pretty much now. But Black Moon Lilith Collective was my private community, and I've had that since 2019. And basically in 2019, that's when I started, and it was called something else, and it just evolved to Black Moon Lilith Collective in 2021. But I've had it for years, and there's some people that have been with me since then. And basically, I made the decision to basically evolve Black Moon Lilith Collective to a free offering. So this is going to be the editorial blog content section of lilithastrology.com, where you will get things like astrology 101 articles, tarot. We're going to have contributors, guests, people on the blog talking about everything from energy healing to feng shui to courses, workshops. And basically, this is going to be more of an open community. And I really wanted to ungate some of this content because it's really good astrological content that I'm like, I really want more people to be able to see this and really have what I'm trying to do here in my work be exposed to more people. So that was a big decision. And basically, that evolution has already started. You can visit Black Moon Lilith Collective. It's down below. And I wrote a little bit more. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I love to write a blog post when I make a change. So you can check out my reasonings for it on the Black Moon Lilith Collective blog now. So that's going to evolve over time. And there's going to be more posted. We're going to be rolling out more content. And if you are not a part of the email list, join the email list on lilithastrology.com, because I will alert you when new content is posted and new updates are made to the blog. And so my last announcement, it's been a while, so I'm almost done. I know this is a long one, but my readings are also now open, and you can book on lilithastrology.com. And I've opened up my 15-minute option. So I didn't have that for a while. Typically, I do 30, 45, or an hour-long consultations and Astro Tarot readings. And so the 15-minute is great if you want some help electing a date, or if not just like romantic date, but the date to launch a business or to do something important. We call electional astrology. Or if you have a question on a recent reading and you just need an update, these are good for quick check-ins and really wanting to know specific things in your chart. If you want to know more about Black Moon Lilith, the 15-minute reading is great for you if you already know a lot about the core of your chart. So check that out. That is also in the description box down below. So thank you for being patient with my announcements, everyone. I'm so excited about this. Oh, wow, yay. Pre-ordered the deck and book. Cannot wait to get it. Yes. Thanks, Ronnie. Yes, I'm so excited. So let's get into today's episode. So, I really want to emphasize how important the next week to 2 weeks are for the year, honestly. And this is because we are gearing up for a what I call Venusian eclipse season. So the eclipse is coming up this fall in mid-October is when eclipse season starts. They're in the signs Libra and Taurus, and those are both ruled by the planet Venus. So I've been calling this Martian eclipse season and Venusian eclipse season. This is like a Mars Venus year. And basically, what comes up during this eclipse cycle is the Venusian areas of life. So, Venusian areas of life are relationships, money, finances. This is the balance between you and other people, contracts, your material, the material in life. Some of you may be feeling the pinch when it comes to finances or when it comes to how to handle finances in a relationship. And this is because we've been in Venus retrograde in Leo for a lot of the summer since June. And Venus retrograde brings up all of those Venusian related areas of life. So we've been doing shadow work around all of this. And now with the eclipse season, it's coming to change those areas of life for everyone. But it's going to be the most potent for Libra, Aries, Capricorn, and Cancer. Those are the cardinal signs. So if you have those in your chart, I'm going to go over the different signs, so don't worry. But if you have those in your chart, your life is going to change this fall. Like legit. You can come back for me, another Monday if it doesn't. But already a lot of people have been going through upheaval in Venusian areas of life since the summer, as I said, with Venus retrograde. And we just ended the Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And now we are on the shadow period of both of those retrograde periods. And now I was just saying this on Instagram. This is now going to feel like a cleanup. This is now going to feel like, okay, I dredged up all the things that are dimming my light, holding me back, not in alignment, keeping me in lack, keeping me stuck. And now what am I going to do with this mess? Now it's like, what am I going to do with this mess? So the next couple of weeks, you're going to feel like there's going to be like resolution to these things that have been delayed or stunted or haven't progressed. Those areas of life are going to start to pick up and change and move forward. So, let's see a question here. What about Scorpios? Brown is beautiful. We're getting there. I'm going to get into each of the signs. And I'm a Scorpio as well. And let me tell you, yes, we do get hit the hardest. We're finishing up with our eclipse season or eclipse cycle, excuse me, that we've experienced since November 2021. So we're just getting out of that, and all of us have gone through life changes since then. So basically what I'm going over now is just the general astrology. But basically that's what we're all kind of going through is it was just like upheaval, change. Am I progressing? I feel stuck. And then now it's like, okay, now I've come to those realizations. Now I know I need to move forward, but it may not be the easiest task to move forward. So now after we've come out of Mercury and Venus retrograde, just a reminder, there is a shadow period for both until Mercury retrograde shadow period ends September 29th. So mark that down in your calendars. And Mercury retrograde shadow period, Venus retrograde ends October 7th. So I think shadow periods are pretty potent. There's still crazy stuff going on in the Venus retrograde shadow period in terms of the collective, in terms of recent events, cultural events. There is a lot of that energy still going down. So shadow periods are extremely powerful. And I like to be mindful of them. And I get this question all the time from clients like, should I sign a contract during the shadow period? Or should I move forward with this creative idea during the shadow period? Or should I release this new creative art during the shadow period? And if you can help it, no. So that's always what I say whenever someone asks. Like, if you can help it, wait until after. That's why the book is coming out after. But so see, the thing is that I'm also a big believer in the condition of Venus when I choose dates. And we have to remember Venus goes into Virgo toward in the middle of October, and we don't want to get too far into that transit as well. So it's like I'd rather have Venus and Leo shadow if I'm electing a chart. But anyway, I just went down a rabbit hole. But so don't forget about the shadow periods. Long story short, and if you can help it, wait until afterwards to initiate those important ventures, those ideas. Continue to rethink, continue to clean up. Like I said, this is now a cleanup period. This is a time where you're going to feel like, all right, I ripped down certain realities, or certain things have left my life, or certain truths have been revealed, or I'm realizing shadows about myself. Black Moon Lilith has been in Leo as well. So it's not just been Venus in Leo that's been retrograde. We've had Black Moon Lilith in Leo really also dredging up that shadow, and where you also dim your true self, or what around you stifles you and doesn't allow you to fully be who you are. And a lot of that could have come up for some of you on a collective level. So one thing I actually, and I talked about this in a podcast episode, it was earlier this year, and I did an episode on Black Moon Lilith and Leo and what this transit is going to bring, or it was in a 2023 forecast. But one of the things that I said, because I knew about this Venus, Black Moon Lilith in Leo transit this summer, is that in terms of creativity and art on a collective level, there's going to be a lot of rebellion. And I mean, we've had the strikes. So that was one really archetypal way you can see that transit play out, is quite literally Venus rules over creativity, Leo rules over the showman, the actor. And basically that industry was in a big rebellion during that time. But Black Moon Lilith really brings that when she comes together with Venus. And another thing that I said in that podcast was there was going to be more of an increase in discussion over, I would say, the quote unquote gender war. I think it's a lot of it is on in the media and online and what is being said. And basically there has been a lot of pieces that have come out that talk about the value of women, and especially Black women, and basically dictating their value and what their preferences should be and who they are. And that is also very, very archetypal. Black Moon Lilith and Venus in Leo is regulating how someone should shine and what they should do. And so a couple of the things that I'm mentioning is, oh, thanks, Jamie. I love to be accurate. I remember you from Instagram. Thanks for coming over. I think you were on Instagram. Oh wow, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah. So I don't know if any of you saw the Tyler Perry video that went viral, the interview, where he is talking about how basically I think there was a statistic that came out that essentially Black women um, uh, make more than Black men statistically in terms of education and financial weight. A lot of Black women are breadwinners of their family, and it's just the statistic. And basically, his advice was for women to be, content or happy if all their partner can contribute to the bills is like just a light bill, like nothing else, just the light bill. And I'm like, I know, like I'm like, how is that? How does that make sense? Like how for functioning adults, like how is that okay advice to give? And so all on the internet you can see there it's gone viral, and there's a big conversation about value in relationships, and this has been brought up, and then this was brought up again in May on the interwebs. And Ayanna Van Zant, love her. I'm not I have respect for all prominent media women, but she went on the griot and basically got an argument with Ebony K. Williams about whether she should date a bus driver or not. And she's like an accomplished lawyer. I think she was on Real Housewives. Like, it's just like, why are you even asking that question? And then it snowballed into basically her saying that she was devaluing bus drivers or people in service jobs, when it's like, who someone's dating should have nothing to do with the value of someone's job. That's someone's preference. But that also sparked that same conversation. And there's been a plethora more things that have been in the media in terms of in Black women, or in terms of social media. Outside of that, we can even take a look at celebrity culture with Black Moon Lilith in Leo and Venus. I really want to like dive into this because it's good background for later in the broadcast. But we can even take a look at some of the cases that have come out in the media. One shadow period, actually now two, it's just like one after the other, was what happened with Danny Masterson in that trial, and then those letters being leaked from Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, a lot of people basically advocating for someone who, trigger warning, yeah, just Google it, because I don't want to get like strikes for saying the word, but he basically is going to jail for 30 years for it, but they wrote him letters. And I was like, that is straight up Mercury retrograde serving karma. Like, just, yeah, right away. Because basically it caused Ashton Kutcher to step down. He was literally, I found the article here. He was literally a board board chair of anti-child sex abuse organization, and you're writing letters for someone who just is going to jail. Like, it's not like he's been convicted and found guilty like he was. So it's just, in general, this year, not only just Black Moon Lilith and Leo, but we've got Pluto and Capricorn exposing a lot of this corruption and just like fake shit with the corporate side of creativity, or the corporate side of the industrial side of life, and just how ruthless it can be. And people really are just serving their own agenda. So Pluto uncovers all of that. And we're on the final degree also in Capricorn. So we're on the final edge of that. So Pluto's coming back around to really clean things up for the next few months before we get into Pluto in Aquarius in January 24th, 2024. Don't quote me on that date. I know it's around that. This is off the top of my head. But this is the stuff that's getting unearthed. So when we take a look at ourselves as the individual, the past year has really been us really rebelling against things that are just not truly authentic to us and in alignment with us. And we are all cleaning up these old behaviors that are blocking that true self from coming forth and stepping up and stepping through. So, especially this Leo season, yup. Especially this Leo season, it's really this Leo season into Virgo season, and now we're moving into Libra season this week on the 23rd. So the sun is moving into its detriment in the sign of relationships and balance. So we're moving out of Leo season where we finally realize, oh, this is myself, or things that we did that weren't our true selves caught up with us. Things that we were doing that aren't really who we are were caught up with us. And whether it was feeling miserable or ending certain things or things changing or falling away, we realize things that are just not in alignment anymore. And then we self-actualize through this Mercury retrograde. We internally cleaned up the ways we are playing small and what's keeping us small. And we have to think about Virgo energy. It's a very discerning energy. And when it's in its shadow, it can be nitpicky and it can stop itself from moving forward with things because of overthinking it. So a lot of you released that this Virgo season. And now that we're moving into Libra season, through that self-actualization, you are going to then move forward towards the people, places, and things that are in balance and in alignment with you. So you'll be creating from the inside out this Libra season. And these changes are just, they're going to feel sudden. It's like, let's get into, let's see, should we get into each of the signs? Yeah, let's get into each of the signs. So, Aries. So I'm going to do what's in the stars for you, and then we are going to pull a couple of cards for you, Aries. So, oh God, sudden is the word. Lilith was Adam's first wife. Is that your real name? Adama is my real name. I was named after my paternal grandmother who's still alive. Yeah. My family's from Freetown, Sierra Leone, and it means of the earth. And it's very synchronistic with what I do here with Lilith astrology, because Adama essentially means the earth that Adam and Lilith came from in this original story. So, and when I read that, I was like, this must be my path, among other things. But it's in my book. So I do have a chapter where I chat about my experience as a Black Moon Lilith rising. And I talk about the inspiration behind the title, and what Black Moon Lilith rising means, what that means when you have that in your chart. That's something that I have. So I talked about my life experience with that. So buy the book, pre-order it, and join me in the webinar and learn more about me. But yeah, it's my real name. And it's pronounced Adama for anyone that wants to know. I get all kinds of pronunciations. It's like, yeah, it's Adama. Cisse. Okay. All right. Let's get into Aries. And Aries, I'm going to choose the Rider-Waite Tarot deck for you. Just moving my stuff out the way here. So Aries. So this week, a lot of you are going to see resolutions in your contracts, work related, if this has to do with money or assets. The delays are going to start to clear up regarding those things. And this is because we've got that Jupiter Uranus connection in your second house of money. So this is sudden changes and shifts. Some of these opportunities could be coming back from the past. And basically, you are also going to feel some massive shifts in your creativity and how you want to express yourself. There's been a lot of delays, especially if you work in creative industries, because Venus has been retrograde in Leo in your fifth house. So if you've experienced frustration and you work in acting, Hollywood, if you are a writer or a designer or an artist, any of the Venusian industries, you've been dealing with delays, and now you can start moving forward. And you can also launch some of the things that you've been working on. This is going to feel like more of a clear time to launch that. And you've also had some aggravation in your daily work life because Mercury has been retrograde in Virgo, and now that will start to clear up as this week progresses and we move out of Virgo season and into Libra season on the 23rd. So on the 23rd, when the sun moves into your relationships, and this is also the area of contracts, some of you are going to be signing some important ones. It could be important relationship, like a contract within a relationship. So some of you are going to be gaining some new business partners or working heavily and collaborating with other people. So now let's get into the cards. So Aries. Oh, let's see here. I'll say feeling like the creative energy is starting to build. Good. I'm going through my nodal reversal with South Node in Aries. What does it mean with the current transits? So where do you have Aries and Libra in your chart? Because you're going through life transformation. Even the reversal is also very powerful. And this is because there are eclipses happening. That's why we have eclipses, because of the nodes of the moon. So wherever you have Libra and Aries in your chart, take a look. For the next 18 months, you're going to experience eclipses there. So it's going to completely transform. So, and also you can be dealing with, because it's a reversal, you can be dealing with releasing some of those habits that have kept you from going on your life path, from really self-actualizing, for really stepping into who you are. Maybe there might be some too much self-reliance, and now you are learning how to cooperate and work with others, and maybe even being in a relationship and kind of dealing with the bonds with that. Libra season, that's going to be a big theme for you. So Aries, I pulled this card out. Anxiety. So this is really like what you've been going through recently, and you're really coming out of it. You're really coming out of it. I think a lot of you've really like this was you during Leo season. You felt like you were like taming like a beast, like a lion during Leo season, and just trying to really have the strength to get through it all. I think Aries Aries has gotten it, you know, y'all have gotten it this this summer. So, and now you're standing tall, you're standing strong. And so now communication is clearing up. This is Mercury retrograde clearing up. Now you're feeling like, okay, whew, can move forward. And some of you Aries, I mentioned like relationship for you. There can be some improvements or breakthroughs in that area of your life. And also some of you could be a relationship could be deepening, or there could be a higher level of commitment. But this is a fabulous card to get if you are in a relationship, or if that's something that you are wanting. That could be a focus for some of you Aries. You've got Mars in Libra right now, really like driving that relationship area of your life. And this is also contracts too. So some of you could be entering into a contract within a relationship as well. And then we've got the Chariot. So this is now a time of taking action, of moving forward. You're going to feel less stagnant. You're going to feel less confusion as this week progresses. So really have patience, Aries. Don't go back to this place. You got to get sleep. So so true. Thank you so much. No worries. All right. So let's pull for Taurus. So Taurus. So for you Taurus placements, some of you, your work relationships could be feeling a little bit challenged. And this week, some things may resolve. More of the challenge may have come up over the past couple weeks prior. And now with this Mercury retrograde kind of just chilling out and going down, some of these things will start to resolve themselves. This is because you have Libra in your 6th house, and you've had Mars there. And not only that, you've had Virgo, you've had the Mercury retrograde in your 5th house of creativity. So if any of you work in creative fields, or you do something, and maybe even an investment, if you work in finance or you handle money, this may have been a difficult time for you. Some of you may have just been dealing with some financial challenges. And now that this Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde are starting to dissipate, you will feel a lot better. And so your 1st house, you are experiencing Jupiter. So if you have Jupiter in Taurus, or right now, if you're a Taurus sun or a Taurus rising, Jupiter is really bringing growth and transformation to your life. So a lot of you are breaking free of tradition and what people expect of you and what people think of you and think to be true about you. And you are really rebelling away from that. You've got Jupiter and Uranus coming together in your 1st house, or your sun if you are a Taurus sun. So this is a aspect of rebellion, and a lot of you really growing into who you are and growing into yourself. Another thing as well too, Taurus, for you is the home. Some of you could have been moving or changing what the interior of your home looks like, or looking at property, or wanting to accumulate something new. And some of you may be dealing with some challenges involving your relationship with family members, but now over this next week, that will start to resolve as we get further and further out of the shadow period. So Taurus, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite for you as well too. I've been using this deck a lot lately. And it's really interesting. Pamela Coleman Smith, the creator of this deck, her story. All right. So, Taurus, some of you Aries might have Taurus placements, or some of you Taurus might have Aries placements. But I got this card again for you, Taurus, or just everyone has anxiety. I mean, look at the world we live in. It's fucking nuts. So I think you've been dealing with it as well, Taurus. And this can relate to you and your self-worth and what you want and what you desire. Maybe it's your home situation and you just may be having some anxiety about that. I think some of you also may feel like you're going to lose your stability. Some of you might be in fear, like losing a partner, losing stability, or just fear of not keeping what you currently have. Taurus, you love safety and security. That's literally your sign. I mean, if you don't have that, like, you freak. So not all of you, but I mean, pretty much. And you know it's true. Um, but Jupiter and Uranus is in your sign, and it's like shaking up the security. But sometimes you need to shake up your security in order to really gain from things, and to you got to shake it up, you know? So we've also got the 10 of Pentacles here as well. So there's an opportunity coming in. I think you're going to have some breakthroughs once we really get out of this retrograde slump. And I think if you really release that fear, it's just going to make the path to getting to this improvement a lot easier. So I think some of you may be dealing with this is kind of going back to the work situation. Some of you may be dealing with um maybe it's like a colleague or somebody that has some sort of authority in what you do or your workplace, and some information that you did not know um, could be revealed towards the end of the month. So this is for Taurus placements. Could be for a specific. Ooh, oh, there's just like a lightning flash. So it must be for someone. That was wild. There's just outside. It's raining. And there's like a huge lightning flash. So the news could come in like a lightning flash. I actually want to pull one more card. The news could come in like a lightning flash, and you find out something about this that, yeah, it could cause you to move on to a different situation, move on to a better work situation, a more ethical situation. So we got the 3 of Wands here, and you can see he's like, I'm on to bigger and better things. And there's just going to be some reveals for some of you Taurus placements over the next week involving work. So, oh, and then there's some thunder. So, okay. All right, Geminis. So, Gemini. This has been a period of reflection when it comes to what you do for a living and how much you make doing it. I think, Gemini, you sometimes will take offers out of desperation rather than being no, and it's privilege to be able to choose what you want to do, right? Because sometimes you have to do things to get money, right? Like, that's just how things work sometimes. But I think you've really been reassessing your value and how much you're charging for what you're doing, and if you really like it and if it's something that you want to do. This is a time of complete overhaul and revamp of your profession and your career and how you show up in the world. And I think if any of you are also, you really grew up with more of the mindset that like money doesn't grow on trees and you have to really work hard to get your money. I think a lot of you did the shadow work around that over the past couple months. And now this week, I think there's going to be some opportunities for you to really reclaim your worth and to change those behaviors that were keeping you small. If any of you've had that the Venus shadow period in Leo is in your third house. So some of you may have also been working on rebranding yourselves. If any of you work in media, if you are a writer, Gemini is the communicator of the zodiac, or you work in those type of professions, you may have been rebranding yourself or thinking about how can I change how I show up in my work, and or you may have thought of new ideas or new themes. And now this week, some of you are really going to want to present them and show them to the world and release them. So now you are kind of, I'm going to choose a different deck for you guys. So this is a Black Moon Lilith deck, but it's like not really though, because there's only one card. But I do like this deck. But when I have the Black Moon Lilith Oracle, I'll be using that instead. But I like this deck because it's good astrology cards, so it helps me tap into the transits. All right, these are big cards. So Sun, for you, Gemini. So you are stepping more, and I pulled creativity as well. Like I was saying, some of you are rethinking who you are, how you want to show up, who you are creatively, what your voice is, what are you bringing to the collective. Gemini, your voice is it's your superpower, and your thoughts. You're the talented communicator. So now you're really rethinking what all of that means. And I also pulled Cancer, I feel. So some of you may be going through some upheaval when it comes to what makes you feel good, what makes you light up, what makes you enjoy what you do. So, and you've had Saturn affecting your career this year as well, and restricting certain things so that you can learn through those restrictions how to truly advocate for yourself. And sometimes it's just like, sometimes you gotta advocate for yourself in ways that it's outside of your comfort zone. You might have to ask for $1,000 more. You might have to be like, that's not my worth, that's not my value, and take that risk to walk away when it doesn't work out. So cool. And of course, haha, she came out. Black Moon Lilith. You guys can see this, yeah. See that this is the one card. It's cute. I like it. This is like the supposed ancient Mesopotamian carving Bernie relief of Lilith. But we'll never really know, will we? So Virgo, I analyze. So what are the ways in which you are keeping yourself small? You're overanalyzing what you want to release. You're overanalyzing that short story or that poem or that idea or that creative thought. And of course, I picked communicating. Like I said, you are stepping more into your truth when it comes to communication, your marketing, what you're doing, what you're writing. All right, Gemini. But pulling the Black Moon Lilith, it's really like that, pointing to that energy of really standing in your sovereignty. Doing my own pull, and I literally pulled 4 of Wands while planning an out-of-state move. I love tarot tea. All right, Cancer. So, my Cancer placements. This has been a period that's all about money and creativity. And you've had that Venus in Leo transit in that area of your life. And now you're coming out of that retrograde with more of an idea of how you want to present yourself and market yourself. The second house rules over our talents and what we have to offer the world and the money that we receive in exchange for that offering and that gift. And now, Cancer, you are stepping more into that truth. So a lot of Cancer placements, you are going to see them really kind of how does that saying go? The young kids on TikTok, rip me out the plastic. Yeah, that's going to be Cancer during this week because now you have more of an idea of how you are going to monetize yourself and monetize what you do and what you love to do. And some of you Cancer placements can be moving because you've got Mars in Libra. You've got Mars in your fourth house right now with the South Node. And some of you may be dealing with that and signing contracts or changing certain things around your home and really feeling like things are busy and then a little bit of chaotic in your home life, but you are moving on towards something that'll be more positive for you. And some of you might be quite literally redoing your marketing, as I said, with that Mercury retrograde in your third house. And unfortunately, and I'm a Cancer rising, so I've totally experienced this. Literally, I had to cancel. We were going to have the event in New York City. It's like Mercury retrograde got that. So Mercury retrograde really hit Cancer risings really hard because you have Virgo in your third house, and that's like all of those types of things. It's also communication, marketing. So a lot of stuff was going down, a lot of delays for you. So now you're coming out of that this week, which is fantastic. So Cancer, wow. I'll take that. So Cancer, a lot of you could be going through just some frustration when it comes to your work. Like you've been working really hard, just diligently, and you're just like stacking it up, stacking it up. And some of you may have dealt with just some loss financially after working hard and stacking things up. There may have been just maybe some fraud or theft, or maybe some of you may have signed a contract where you don't feel like you got your fair share, that like you feel like I'm doing all this work like but why do I feel, I don't know, like maybe some of you cancer risings that are gonna watch might be on strike, or work in entertainment or something like that. And you just kind of feel like, or you work hard. Some of you cancers, you don't have to be in a creative field. You work hard at your job, but you're not feeling like you're getting paid enough and you're getting robbed. And I just saw lightning again. Like you don't feel like you are able to really earn what you're worth. But this week, because Venus retrograde is ending in your second house of money, well, it's going out of shadow period as the week progresses. It's not ending. It already ended. But now that's going to start to change. So some of you cancers you could be releasing something, starting a new job or position, or really stepping into who you are. But now that stagnant period of just feeling like you're getting robbed and not feeling like you're progressing is coming to an end. And you're stepping into your boss B era as the emperor here. And Aries, Emperor energy is Aries energy. Aries is your career house. So you're stepping into that elevated position instead of feeling like you're just like, worker bee and not earning. This is a big, this is some career moves for you this week, Cancer. It's big moves. All right. Leo. So Leo placements. This week, a lot of you have gone through, you may have gone through it when it comes to finances, when it comes to money. Some of you may have had some setbacks financially or have been thinking about rebudgeting or rethinking how you are managing your money. But this is because of the Mercury retrograde in Virgo that's been in your second house. And so now this week we are coming out of that. We're in the shadow phase. And so that confusion and that frustration is now going to start to resolve itself. And Venus has been retrograde in your first house. So some of you may have been dealing with, some of you may have had a romance, you may have had like a quick romance, like summer lovin' type vibe. This might be for Leo risings more, but like a summer lovin' for my single Leo risings. But then for some of you who are in a relationship, you may have been discussing important things, like important things from the past, like, ways in which that your childhood trauma stops you from having healthy relationships in your present, or ways in which you allow yourself to not articulate yourself in your relationships. These are the shadows. So some of the shadows around your relationships may have come up. And so some of you Leo placements may have been dealing with that with a current significant other, or some of you may have had ones come back from the past and you had to deal with drama now. Literally, Leo placements have dealt with a lot of relationship, if not drama, a lot of changes and shifts over the summer. And if you weren't dealing with quote unquote drama, it was about money and finances when it comes to your relationships as well, because of that Venus retrograde. But that is now all starting to resolve itself this week, and you're going to experience forward momentum in those areas of life. And this week also, some of you could have some opportunities from the past, work opportunities, professional opportunities come back. Maybe things, and I'm saying this because of the Jupiter-Uranus retrograde connection in your 10th house of career. Some of you may have had something kind of come back around that you thought was a missed opportunity. And this could be from someone from the past. And also some of you are completely changing and revolutionizing what your career looks like, what you make, what you earn, what your value is. A lot of you are going to be rethinking that this week and making the changes necessary to reflect that, because you're worth it, Leo. All right. So for you, Leo, I'm like, do I want to... I have to get a card for Leo that's over there. I'll be back. Like, this is what I love about live streams, is you could just chat and chat. There's some people on YouTube that are on for like 8 hours. It's like, I don't think I can stay on for that long. All right. So I love this deck. The African Goddess Rising deck. Great deck. I was feeling this. I popped into my head some like Okay. Let's do a nice shuffle. All right. Okay, Leo. Queen Ya Asantewa, level up. This has been a time that you have leveled up. And also the universe is telling you it's time to step into your lionhood. Level up. Let me read this. I always like to read the meanings of the cards. So, Queen Ya Asantewa, goddess of leveling up. So some of you Leo placements actually may have used, which it's better to review your aesthetic during Venus retrograde rather than purchase all these new things, because you can regret it after the Venus retrograde ends. But some of you may have actually done that, like really rethink, like, what's your aesthetic? What's your creative vision for yourself? How do you want to present yourself to the world? And you leveled yourself up. So she was a mother, farmer, and the warrior queen who led the War of the Golden Stool. The Golden Stool, throne of the Ashanti Empire, holds the region's Kra life force energy. Raise your standards, Leo. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Oh, saw lightning. Time to level up. This is your season for a quantum leap. You have prepared for this. Life does not have to be linear, and neither does growth. A quantum leap feels drastic and huge, but the secret is that quantum leaps happen little by little. So, what inspired action helps you level up? Connect to spirit with rituals, movement, meditation, and visualization. So, this is really giving tower energy, where it's like you're leveling up. You're breaking down the old so that you can be reborn nice and shiny new. So this is what this week is really gearing you up to step into that new reality. So I love that. Actually, let's keep going with this one. I'm like, I only pulled one for you. Let's do a couple more. Oh, nice. Miracles. So again, kind of speaking to the breakthroughs, like a lot of you have been dealing with just some setbacks financially, dealing with just some frustration with work and your profession. Ooh. And alchemy. So this is also speaking to caterpillar to a butterfly type of energy, regeneration. So now you are going to be stepping into just a new vision of yourself, Leo. Beautiful. So Virgo, you were the hardest hit out of all the zodiac signs when it comes to this Mercury retrograde. If you've got Virgo placements, if you got the moon, if you got rising, if you got sun, you were hit a little hard. So the Mercury retrograde was in your first house if you're a Virgo rising. And this can create a lot of mishaps in your life. So a lot of you are dealing with just delays, miscommunication, mishaps, challenges, and it can leave you feeling stressed. Some of you may have also really battled that shadow of perfectionism. If that's something that that's something that's been prominent for you in your life as a Virgo, and it could have been exacerbated during this Mercury retrograde. If any of you have Black Moon Lilith in Virgo as a placement, and you have Sun or Moon, you're gonna come up on your Black Moon Lilith return soon. And so you're really going to be facing some of that shadow perfectionism if that's something that you deal with. So this next week, you're really going to be resolving just some of that stuff that you've been dealing with, some of the confusion, some of the retro haze, and you're going to feel like things are moving forward and you're going to have more forward momentum as this week progresses. And some of you Virgos may actually be traveling this week or indulging in something that is far away or abroad or far from your location. And this is because of Jupiter and Uranus in your ninth house. And some of you may also be kind of coming out of your shell and really stepping into more of the spotlight in what you do and really sharing your creativity. And that can be challenging for Virgo because sometimes you're a little bit more of a modest sign. Like you don't want to be the center of attention, but sometimes you have to be if you want to really share your gifts and share what you want to share with the world. Ooh, and of course, I pull out the Emperor. This is the first one that drops out. And this is a leader. This is someone who is stepping into leadership. So Virgo placements. If you've got a Virgo placement and a prominent Aries placement, some of you are really releasing that need to dim yourself and really step into your leadership role. Not self-sacrificing anymore and really stepping into what makes sense for you, what makes sense for your team, what makes sense for your work and what you do, what makes sense for the organization. Some of you may be getting a promotion, especially after a period of just confusion. And traveling, like I said, you've got the Two of Wands. So some of you Virgos, Virgo placements, rising, sun, moon, might be traveling. Some of you may also be thinking like, how can I share my business more internationally or grow more internationally? Some of you also may be wanting to continue your education and expand your boundaries, expand your horizon, and really expand your mind and learn something new so you can level up your money, level up your finances through what you learn. But over this next week, some of you are going to have some real life-changing experiences through travel. Some of you Virgo placements. Ooh. Ooh. And we've got the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. So some of you Virgos might meet someone in your travels. Or some of you may be traveling with a partner or with someone else, and that connection may deepen through what you experience together, from what you learn together. Some of you may be really relying on each other during your travels, and you build that connection, you build that bond in a deeper way. And for some of you, because remember, this is a collective sign reading. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, and then there was another lightning flash. So some of you might quite literally be in a more romantic situation and part of your life. But for some of you Virgo placements, you might be quite literally dealing with some relationship challenges though, whether it's wanting one or feeling like the current one you're in isn't aligned. So there was some realizations, and that may have been the other route that this week could go. Which is also, it's not fun to realize those things, especially if you're on a trip. And some of the reasons for some of that internal discord around um, partnerships or relationships is just feeling like there was hidden information. Maybe there's some hidden information about money and finances that have come up, and that has not been too fun to deal with. So for Virgo, it's just there has been just some realization around money and love and the balance of that in your life. And I think over this next week, this is really going to be a time of resolution and really stepping more into an empowered state when it comes to your love life. Instead of just allowing it to happen, you're actually taking action and really advocating for what you want, whether it's financially, emotionally. You got to advocate for yourself, Virgo. I know it can be hard sometimes. All right, Libras. So, this is going to be a busy week for you, Libra, around your network, your connections, around people that you surround yourself with. And I think some of you may have reconnected with people from the past over the summer. And now that Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde are resolving themselves this week, I think some of you may have realized that kind of increasing your boundaries and increasing your network and the people that you know outside of your comfort zone can also really serve you as well. So a lot of you are going to really want to come out of the hermit mode you've been in and kind of be out and be seen and reconnect with people that you may have not connected with for some time. Now that that Venus retrograde is moving forward, and we've also got Mercury retrograde moving forward. And we've also got money and finances that are going to shift for you as well, Libra. And this is also due to Jupiter retrograde, Uranus in Taurus in your eighth house. And so some of you Libra are going to start dealing with money, relationships, and how to budget your money. So if you are in a relationship or you're married or in a serious partnership and you share finances, this is going to be a time where you rethink some things, change some things, and restructure that. If you are single and you deal with your own finances, you are going to have some breakthroughs that are going to help you with, this could be with debts or a mortgage or things that you own. And some of you are going to have some sudden changes in that area of your life. So this is like a breakthrough financially. And our connections are also part of finances, people that we know. You know, as we get into Pluto and Aquarius next year, and we're out of Pluto and Capricorn for good, our connections are going to be our currency. So I think you're realizing that this week after this Venus retrograde. So Libra, what's in store for you? I'm really getting the Emperor for a lot of you. A lot of you all are bossing up. A lot of y'all are bossing up this week. That's like basically the tea. And also Libra, this is Aries energy. So this is your relationship house. So Libra placements you may be dealing with, there could be a masculine you're dealing with, or someone has Aries energy, a partner. And there could be some conversations this week. And also some of you are going to boss up. Some of you could have a contract that comes through. This is also the area of contracts. And you could take on more leadership work or sign a contract for something that's going to increase your net worth or what you do or who you are. So you're stepping more into, I don't know, say bosshood. Can I say that? This week, but a lot of you guys are getting the Emperor. Whoa, these are just flying out. Let's give these a good shuffle. Good shuffle. All right. So I've also pulled the Magician, as above, so below. And Libra, this card represents a master manifester. This is someone who can create their reality through thought and the power of the universe. And I think you've realized after this couple of weeks, honestly, after this year, you've realized your power and you are stepping more into your truth creatively. You're coming up on the Libra eclipse season. So literally, this is a life-changing eclipse season for you. And this is going to be for 18 months that you're going to experience eclipses in your sign and in the sign of Aries, but you are not going to be the same after this next 18 months. And the next couple of weeks is really setting the stage for these changes that are coming through. But you are creating your reality and you are feeling more empowered. And this is after just a cycle of feeling like you've had to leave situations that don't serve you. And it was very tough to do that, right? Really tough to do that. And sometimes you have to in order to really step into your power. And so we pulled the High Priestess. So some of you actually might quite literally be in more of a management, like higher level, stepping in your goddesshood, like really upping the ante when it comes to what you do this week. Like there's some opportunities coming in for you. And this is after a time where you had to leave certain things that were just no longer serving you. But you created space for the right things to now come in. So this is a week of forward momentum for you, Libra. I can't wait to hear what these changes are. You got to comment below and keep us updated. Or come back next week and tell us. All right, Scorpio. So someone asked about Scorpio earlier and what's in store for Scorp. So, Scorpio. This has been a time of overhaul when it comes to your career and your life path. And this is because of Venus retrograde in Leo that we've had this summer. That's in the area of your work and what you do in your career and how you show up to the public. So this was a time of introspection and revision and change when it comes to that area of your life. Some of you may have also just dealt with transforming your value and what you're worth and what you charge for your gifts and what you do. So a lot of you may have gone through some shadow work when it comes to your self-worth over this summer. And now this week, as these retrogrades are starting to wind down, you are really stepping into your power professionally, creatively, and you are really releasing what others' opinions should be of you, Scorpio. And now you are really stepping into that authenticity. So get ready for a week of forward momentum when it comes to your profession. Relationships over this next week, some of you are going to have some sudden changes when it comes to finances. and material gains and investments. And this is because of that Jupiter and Uranus connection going on in your 7th house of relationships. So there could be a contract that also comes through, a breakthrough, just something that you did not expect. Uranus is all about shocks and surprises. So there may be some shocks and surprises this week that you did not expect when it comes to money. And I'm into that, right? So let's do the African goddess deck. Let's pull that. Oh, wow. This card is really interesting. So shame. So long bubby Susie. So Creole. So in Freetown in Sierra Leone, where my family's from, we speak Creole, and bubby means breast. It's slang in Creole. So basically, this is a whole deck that's dedicated to different African goddesses. But this is one of them, and the name of it is called Shame. And I've read this interpretation before, but I want to read it again. But yeah, bubby means like breasts, like boobs in Creole. Okay. Shadow of shame. Long bubby Susie keeps the children of Belize terrified. Viewed as a shadow monster, she has the power to kill or nurture with her long, scary breasts that contain milk and poison. Pretty interesting because Scorpio has a venomous stinger and is the dark feminine. So it aligns. This beautiful Afro-Indigenous spirit may be a distortion of the Arawak Taino moon goddess Atabe. Long Bubby Susie's shadow guidance. You are beautiful and loved. Every part of you and your journey is beautiful, even the ugliest moments. You have heart, soul, and breath. That makes you beautiful. So this basically is a card that's representing dealing with the shadow of unworthiness. So some of you have been dealing with that and dealing with the shadow of unworthiness in relationships, feeling shame. And this couple of months has kind of held up the mirror to that shame. And you've really been thinking like, I've been holding myself back when it comes to receiving what I deserve or what I need in a relationship. And this is not just love relationships, but this is also who we work with, our business collaborations, and the money that we ask for. And if we feel like we aren't of value, we're not going to ask for more. And so this week, some of you want to ask for more. You're releasing that shadow of not feeling worthy, of feeling unworthiness, like Long Bubby Susie. Oh my God. Y'all saw that? Did you see that? That's the lightning. Okay. And we also pulled pleasure, Tanit. And this is a beautiful card. And basically, I mean, Scorpio, you're the sign of sex and sexuality and alchemy and sorcery. And basically, you are a naturally magnetic zodiac sign. And so tapping into that sexual magnetism and power is also something that is going to alchemize that shame. So I think that stepping into your goddesshood, your emperorhood, that is what's going to propel you forward and through what you've been feeling. But this is going to be an empowering week because I think that you've really done a lot of work this year around releasing not feeling worthy. Ooh. And of course, we've got the Queen of Wands. Again, this is really like the Queen of Wands is like a fiery warrior priestess that is also creating from a heart-centered space and not really like thinking, it's more of a feeling. And I think that now, Scorpio, you're feeling more empowered to do that this week. Let's take a look at the comments here. Feeling conflicted. Yeah. So this is going to be a breakthrough week for you. And releasing the shame, it's super important. And I think that especially as we get through the rest of, because we have the last Taurus eclipse in this cycle that started November 2021, and that is in October, and that's in your relationship house. So now it's like we're gonna kind of resolve and all the changes that have been taking place since that time, November 2021, are gonna all kind of come together and be resolved. So, all right. Now let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sag rising, Sag sun, if you have a Sag moon, a lot of you have dealt with a lot of, let's say, chaos when it comes to your professional life and your career. And this is because you all have Virgo in your 10th house. So this Mercury retrograde and Virgo season has really shined a light on where you've been playing small in your career, or where you have been allowing old stagnant ideas and people and things to keep you from progressing forward. So now you really went through that process of release. And this week, a lot of that upheaval and a lot of the difficulties you've been dealing with when it comes to your work life are all going to start to resolve themselves as we get out of this retrograde haze. And I think a lot of you have also, you may be having fun with travel. You've got the Venus and Leo in your 9th house. Some of you may be traveling in a nostalgic, like traveling to a location that you visited when you were a kid, or traveling with a sibling or a friend, and really just enjoying yourself. So that could also be happening for some of you Sagittarius placements this week. And some of you also could be launching something new creatively, because we've got Mars in Libra all up in your 11th house. Some of you could be launching it online or marketing yourself in a new way. Some of you may be starting a new collaboration and dealing with other people and really forming partnerships with people. And this next week is going to be kind of driving all of those efforts forward. And we've been stuck in a period of just delays and some conflict. So now things are going to feel like they are resolving themselves as we move forward this week. So, Sag, what cards shall I use for you? Like, do I want to open a new one? Actually, I do want to use for you all. This is the Modern Witches Tarot deck. This is a good one. It's a good one. I like it. Oh my gosh. And of course, this card is out on top. So, and I'm feeling like this pertains. This is so like literally what I'm talking about for you Sagittarius. 5 of Wands is just like conflict. It's like conflict in teamwork, working with other people, collaborating. It's just it may not have been too fun, and you've just been dealing with a lot of conflict and difficulty. And now, as we get into this week, you're going to feel like these things are resolving themselves, which is great because no one likes to be in conflict, you know, because you're trying to get your work done and do your job, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, wow. You know, your astrologer's like, you're like, why are you saying wow? So, yeah, this has been a really tough Mercury retrograde for you, Sagittarius. It's not fun. So, we've got the Five of Wands, not feeling too fun with the conflict. And then you've got the Ace of Wands. So, basically, you really kind of felt like you have been doing a lot. You're like alone. We've also got the 10 of Wands here. Like you've just been not receiving support from people. Anytime you ask your team to help you with things or whoever's supposed to be collaborating with you, it's like they're not there. You're just like alone. You're lone ace, like having to kind of push this uphill. And we've got the Nine of Swords as well. It's like another card of just feeling anxiety about it as well. Um, and yeah, this has just not been, I think this has been going on for the past month of you feeling this way, especially when it comes to your career. Let's pull one more. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. It's like some of you may be juggling multiple jobs. I mean, dealing with just a lot of different tasks, dealing with different people, and you just really feel like you're juggling a lot. So let's get a clarifier on this week. So this has been going on since like prior all the way up until last week, and now that we're moving through this week and through the post retrograde fog, you're really going to start to feel some breakthroughs to all of this energy. But yeah, this is the reading of like feeling stress, feeling unsupported, feeling conflict, and this can be happening in your work life. So we've got Libra season, right? And then we've got Grand Trine, blessings. So hang on, you know, because as we get more towards Libra season is starting this week on the 23rd. So now you are going to be getting breakthroughs in just in the midst of all of this, and the depression, feel like you're doing everything by yourself. Yeah, solo conflict, but now Libra season is coming to bring blessings and balance everything out, balance the scales and make things fair. And also Sagittarius, it's also about speaking up and advocating. I know that it can be tough to advocate for yourself, especially if you have a boss or someone telling you what to do. Like it can be hard to advocate for yourself, but that's what's going to get you out of certain situations that you don't want to be in and that you don't like. What's your IG? So my Instagram, I'll actually I'll put it in the chat. It's at Lilith Astrology. And I'm on TikTok as well. So if y'all want to follow me there, Instagram at Lilith Astrology. And also, all the links to my socials are down in the description box below. So check them out after the broadcast. So thanks for watching. So let's move on to Capricorn. So, Capricorn, this week, a lot of you are going to be dealing with finances. So you can really get ready for some financial breakthroughs after having a bit of a delay. If any of you have been wanting to kind of invest in different things and change how you are managing your money, some of you may get a new investment. This is because of all that Taurus energy from Jupiter and Uranus in your fifth house. This is like speculative investments. And so some of you might quite literally be buying a property or investing in something, investing in a business, investing in a creative idea. And this could kind of come up suddenly for you this week. And some of you may be traveling, or if you did travel during the Mercury retrograde, you experienced some delays or some difficulties. So you've got that Virgo ninth house. And some of you might actually be trying to advance your education because you've got Virgo in that area of your life. And this is the time where you're kind of getting down to work with Mars in your 10th house of career. So getting down to work, getting down to business, which Capricorn, you love to do. I mean, what Capricorn doesn't love to work? You invented work. The only sign that loves to work more than Capricorn is Virgo. But this is now a time where you are really getting down to it and being in your bag and really thinking about how you're going to invest what you are working hard for. You know what? I think I'm going to switch decks for you. Actually, I think I want to do the Rider-Waite Tarot. All right. So we've got the Chariot, Capricorn. So this week is go time. It's time to move forward. It's time to make moves forward. It's time to initiate. I know we're still in the shadow period, but you're going to feel like things that have been stagnant are now going to start to make moves forward. So the Chariot is the card of initiation. We are entering a cardinal season. We're entering into the fall this week. And so we pulled the Hermit here. And so this is really speaking to what I meant with working. So a lot of you are going to be putting your heads down, getting in your bag, being a hermit, really taking time for just get down to business. This is Virgo energy as well. So that's really what this Virgo period has been about for you. Making moves in silence, Capricorn. All right. So yeah, some of you Capricorns, I think you really want to elevate yourself so that you can also be of service to others. So I think some of you may want to volunteer or do something, really transition onto doing something that is helping humanity or helping others and being in a more fulfilling space. So this could be a work breakthrough that could come through for you this week. And some of you Capricorns may also transform and change what it is and how it is that you show up in your work and what you do. So, Capricorn, this is really all about transitioning from something that's like more corporate into something that's more service oriented. So I'd really be interested to see how you transition over. Capricorn, comment below with what happens with your work this week, because it's just really looking like a lot of you are really going to change course. You may not have been finding fulfillment in what you were doing. And now that this retrograde is over, you're kind of making that decision to move towards something that is just more in alignment with you, where you can serve other people. All right, Aquarius. So, Aquarius, this has been a big summer for you when it comes to relationships. So, some of you may have been in a serious relationship. You may have been entertaining someone who has potential to be in a serious relationship, or dealing with people from the past that are bringing back unresolved wounds or difficulties. And that was a big part of the summer. Now, fast forward to this week. A lot of you are stepping into new realities as a result of the changes from this summer. So, if a relationship left your life, you are now in that new reality, and navigating that alone. Or if you made some decisions to change how you pursue other people in your life, how you have relationships, this is when you're going to move forward with those changes. So, this is a big love shift week for you, Aquarius. And you are stepping more into your truth with what you want out of a relationship. This is also contracts. So, some contracts may now reach resolution. Some of you may have some new opportunities that came up during the retrogrades. They were delayed. Now, over this week, you are going to see some breakthroughs, and some moves forward in that. And also, some of you are putting the finishing touches on cleaning up your money and your finances, maybe even cleaning up your home and decluttering this Virgo season. Some of you Aquarius placements were really focused on that. And maybe some of you may even restructuring your home to increase the value, things like that. So now this Mercury retrograde forced you guys to rebudget and really think about how you are managing your finances. This is very eighth house Virgo energy. So this is a big week of forward momentum for you, Aquarius. All right. That one popped out. Well, we've got the Four of Wands, which is a happy card, Aquarius. Again, relationships. So a relationship could be and could have been a big focus for you over the past couple of months. And now this week, we're moving on. We're coming towards a resolution in the relationship area of your life. We've got the World. Some of you would have want to travel the world. Some of you also may be you're going to start traveling more with a partner. Some of you may realize that you prefer to travel and be alone than to be tied down. Different ways this could play out. Some of you may want to give your partner the world, but now this week we are making moves forward when it comes to your relationships. You're making moves forward. Woo. We've got the Queen of Cups. So this is emotional leadership. I think maybe the person that you are dealing with may have a lot of feminine energy or is extremely emotional. And that's just something that is a part of the relationship. And so a lot of you may not know what to do and how to move forward. So this week, you might feel like, okay, I need to kind of really think about how things are going, how I feel, how this contract is treating me, how this partnership's treating me, how this relationship's treating me, how this financial agreement's treating me. And now this week, you are really going to decide and move forward and make those decisions that you need to make. Literally planning move right now, out of state for the first time. But you've been creatively stagnant, feeling on the verge of writing your heart out. Well, you should. Writing is a great alchemical tool. Like waking up in the morning and writing your intentions from a heart-centered space is one of the most powerful things that you can do in terms of mindset work. I have to go, but you're great now. Follow. Yes, follow at Lilith Astrology. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. And head to lilithastrology.com as well. Check out the book and the deck. And if you purchase both, you can gain access to the free webinar. So now we are on to, last but not least, Pisces. Pisces is always last. Sorry. Aries is always first. It's the luck of the draw. Huh? All right, Pisces. So my Pisces risings, Pisces sun, moon. Relationships have also been a important highlight for you during this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So a lot of you may have been dealing with people from the past coming back, issues from the past coming back. Some of you may be dealing with arguments, conflict, challenges in your current relationship. And if you are single, some of you may be dealing with the style and how you date and what you seek in a partner and why, what is blocking you from that coming into your life. So a lot of you just really been in the fields when it comes to love and romance and relationships. So this is now a week where you are going to feel some resolution when it comes to those areas of your life. Work, your daily routine, your health. A lot of you Pisces may have been in indulgence mode, which is totally fine. This Venus and Leo, when we had Venus and Mars in June, and I was abroad in Europe, like I was eating everything in sight, and that's fine. You know, you have these transits, and that's a part of it. But a lot of you Pisces placements are going to want to indulge, and you're going to want to do that this week as well too, with that Venus and Leo still in shadow period as well. And some of you may also have been dealing with some delays in your work. So if you work in a creative field, if you work in acting, you may have been dealing with stagnancy and challenges in getting work. Some of you may have also been kind of dealing with relationships with colleagues in the workplace as well. And there may have been some challenges in that area of your life. But this week is set to resolve those things as we head out of the shadow period. So let's get into the cards for you. And Pisces, since this was a very relationship driven week for you, I'm going to pick from the romance deck here. All right. So the first card is heart to heart conversations. And I love this art. It's like so like romantic novel. Um so basically it says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So you can have some discussions and resolve certain things this week as we head out of Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So this week is going to want to trigger you to have those conversations, discuss what it is that you want. And some of you, oh my God, this show that just popped into my head is The Ultimatum, where one person of the couple takes the other onto the show and basically says like if you don't marry me by the end of the show, we're breaking up. And so I pulled these two cards reminded me of the show, and maybe this could be something that you're dealing with, but we've got wedding and unrequited love. So some of you Pisces placements, maybe you want your partner to propose, or you've been wondering when it's going to happen, or something to that effect. And this could come to a head this week. You could have a conversation about it. Um, some truths can be revealed, and some of the delays around it can change. Like you can get some answers, you know? But yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that show. So maybe some of you might be discussing what your future is in your relationship. Interesting. So I pulled love yourself first and deception. So love yourself first says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So there's that, Pisces. Might ring true. But then with the card deceptions is someone's wearing a false mask. So maybe this conversation may not go the way that you want it to. And you may find out that there's some deception, and you're going to have to decide if you want to leave. You're going to love yourself first as a result of what you find out. If someone's future isn't in alignment with yours, you don't want to waste time. Time is not a renewable resource. Okay? All right. Tribe. This was so much fun. I'm so glad to be live again. I've had a blast. I can't wait to be back next Monday at the same time at 8 p.m. And yes, my book and Oracle deck, Black Moon Lilith Rising, and the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle cards are now on pre-sale. And like I said at the beginning of this live stream, you can get a free workshop. And I'm so excited for this workshop. It is going to be a great companion to really using the book and the deck and really using it to its maximum benefit. So all of those links are down below. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Click the bell because then you'll get notifications every time I post a new video or go live. And I will see you all next week. Have a good night.